All right, crew. So I threw up an Instagram post the other day. It was a picture of me coaching. Just threw on a couple of thoughts out there about how to grow as a coach, how to, some important aspects of coaching. I wrote a question is like, how many of you guys would like to see a vlog on coaching? A few questions for a lot. I get a lot of questions. Is hey, what do I have to do to become a better coach? And I know it's like such a massively vague question, and we could go on for days, but let me start with what I think the biggest issue is. And I think coaches nowadays, moreover than 10 years ago, have unrealistic expectations of what coaching actually is. It's a field where the professionalization of coaching, specifically CrossFit coaching, has increased, and in turn, I think sometimes people think that you need to get more detailed or more this or more that, or I need to go to this or that class or learn how to do this fancy thing. And Coach Glassman wrote in early literatures, three things. You need to master the fundamentals, know what you don't know, and limit your scope. And I think that these three things are unbelievably powerful and really cannot be overstated. So let's start. Master the fundamentals. You need to know how to teach the 9 fundamental movements better than anything else. And I know people are just have the humility, have the wherewithal that most of you as coaches are not that good. Like most people driving a car are not that good. You can drive, and you're probably not going to kill anybody when you're driving, but you're probably not that good of a driver on the grand scheme of things. Master the fundamentals. Memorize, study, practice those things. So when someone walks in, you can teach anyone how to air squat, front squat, overhead squat, press, push jerk, deadlift, sumo high pull, medicine ball clean. Then from there, with that understanding of those fundamentals, you can then start to branch out. No one in the world starts at the most complex and reverses from a learning perspective. You must start there because the learnings and understandings gained from these basic and simple movements that are so ubiquitous yet so difficult to master will be unparalleled. It takes years to do that. Don't jump the gun with that stuff, guys. You need to be able to hit me with the points performance, the common errors, the setup, the execution, all of this stuff for all those movements, like the back of your hand, like you can say your first and last name and your date of birth and where you were born. Start there. Know what you don't know. It's okay not to know things. It's okay not to be a good coach. You're going to be a shitty coach day one. You're going to be an okay coach after a couple of years. You want to be the best coach, you might never have him, but you can be a damn good coach. Some people are just better than others. I think it's that simple. And that's okay. So don't stress out about it, and don't beat yourself up, and don't have unrealistic expectations, and don't be disingenuous and lie to people, right? Know what you don't know. Someone walks in and says something, I don't know how to do that. If you don't know how to teach something, learn how to do it. Learn from others. Outsource things that you might not be that great at in the beginning to limit your scope, which is the third thing, to focus on 1 or 2 things. Limiting your scope, that's from number of people that you're coaching or teaching or whatever it might be to 1 or 2 people, to what you're teaching or how you're teaching it. It doesn't have to be this overarching massive piece. Keep it simple, guys. When you teach the pull-up, well, start with the grip. Then start with how we're going to get that strict pull. Then the kip swing to a push down. Then from there, how do we open up the hip in concert with pulling up your chin over the bar? Then how do we push away from the bar at the top to have multiple pull-ups? What does that look like? We don't need to teach the butterfly pull-up or stress out about that. We need to work on strict gymnastics before we get wild and kipping. Limit your scope. Expand slowly. This will also help you understand what you don't know. Once you know what you don't know, that will give you a roadmap of how to actually get better and where to get better and what to get better at. Everyone's journey is different there. The fundamentals are the place to start. That will then guide you to what to look at next, along with limiting your scope and knowing what you don't know. That's where I would start from a coaching perspective. The next little piece is going to be on best practices that I've seen. If I were to letter to Austin Malleolo of 10 years ago, what would I have done differently? And then I think that's because a lot of people ask that question because it really comes down to what to do and how to do it. So that's what I got for you. Hopefully you find some value in this vlog. If not, delete it forever.